This is the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor. And wait, hold on, just 2 seconds. Okay, 2 seconds.
Oh, sorry, that's our row.
Try the bat my way back in that back there.
Apologies.
So this is the DaVinci Resolve Speed Editor, and I'm actually back in Ireland now for the holidays, even though this is Prague. If you've never heard of it before, then you may be wondering, well, I already have a mouse and keyboard. Why would I need another one that costs $400 and only works with one program? And good question. And actually, that is the question I'm going to be answering. So let's go back to Vancouver so I can answer it for you. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I don't know if you know this, but editing used to look like this. It was something you did with your hands that involved literally cutting pieces of film and then taping them back together. And now it looks more like this. You see, we've lost the tactile nature of video editing. And considering its origins, it's a little odd that there aren't more accessories out there made for video editors. DJs have CDJs, colorists have panels, and music producers have keyboards and launchpads. Instead, most video editors just use a mouse and keyboard. And regardless of how many shortcuts you know, I always feel like the process can feel a little detached. So naturally, I was really excited when Blackmagic sent me the Speed Editor to try out because I wanted to know, could it replace my mouse and keyboard and become my main editing interface? Well, let's find out. The Speed Editor is made up of 43 buttons and a jog wheel. The jog wheel allows you to scrub through footage and act as the main way you interact with your timeline. Each button is tied to a specific function in Resolve, and some buttons have secondary functions which can be activated by double pressing them. Now, this brings me to my first issue with the Speed Editor, and that's that you can't customize any of these buttons. There are 9 cam buttons which can be used for multicam editing, or outside of that, they can be used to select video tracks. But I very rarely am editing with 9 separate video tracks, so I really would have liked the option to customize these buttons and let me set my own function for them. My next issue with the Speed Editor is that it's designed to work primarily with the cut page, which isn't a page I'm entirely that familiar with and one I had to learn for this review. Now, it does still work across some of the other pages, but the functionality itself is quite limited. That being said, because it's designed to work primarily with the cut page, it almost feels as if it's been designed from the ground up with the cut page in mind, meaning there's some really interesting functionality that I'm gonna touch on later. The Speed Editor charges via USB-C, but can also run entirely wirelessly via Bluetooth. And because of this, that means it also works with the iPad version of Resolve, meaning if you team this up with an iPad or an iPad Pro, you can have a really succinct little editing system that you can bring to set, use on an airplane, or if you actually pair this with something like those X-Real AR glasses that allow you to project the screen just above your face, you would have a really compact system, which, to be honest, I'd really like to try out. So I mentioned that the Speed Editor has some really interesting functionality inside the cut page, and that comes in the form of the Smart Playhead. Resolve will recognize the nearest cut, and using the Smart Insert key will allow you to make changes and insert clips at those points without needing the playhead to be directly over that cut point. This has the potential to speed up your edits drastically because you no longer have to worry about how precise you're being. I don't know what I did, but this tastes awful. So, can the Speed Editor totally replace my mouse and keyboard? Sadly, not. No, you still need a mouse and keyboard to navigate a lot of Resolve, so for the moment, it's not really a full replacement. Now, I used it to edit my last video, which you can check out here, and I just loved how it allowed me to interact with the edit in a way that I haven't really done before. I loved how seamless it was to create entire assemblies and how just using the trim in, out, and the roll buttons, how quickly I was able to adjust cuts, tighten them up, and just go through my entire process a lot faster. There is a bit of a learning curve when you start using it because you kind of have to adapt to the way that it wants you to edit. But once you've used it enough for muscle memory to kick in, then I can see it really speeding up the way that you make edits. And after using this for a couple weeks now, I kind of realized that it's not really designed to take you from start to finish, but rather it's designed to get you through your rough cut as fast as possible before you move on to the edit page to clean things up and add things like titles and effects. As someone who already has Resolve Studio, the price is just a little steep. But if you don't have Resolve Studio yet, but you've been thinking of getting it, then I think it's totally worth spending that extra little bit more and getting the Speed Editor with it. And also, if you're still trying to figure out if you want Resolve Studio or not, well, I made a little video which you can check out here. That being said, I love how the Speed Editor transformed my editing experience and brought it back to something more tactile and kind of brought me closer to the edit and to the footage in a way. I love its size, I love how it feels, I love how all the buttons click. Like, it is a very premium feeling product. Like, it's got a bit of heft to it. Like, I think if this were to be $150 cheaper, or if you were to find it on sale, then I think no brainer. It's definitely worth it, but at its current price, if you already have Resolve Studio, then it's a maybe. Now, if you agree or disagree or have any comments or thoughts, make sure to put them down below in the comment section and I will be there to answer anything you have to say. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe so you can see more videos just like it. And my name is Robin, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.